If you don't use it, you lose it. We're talking about seller concessions, folks, closing costs. As a buyer and a seller, it's so important to understand on these contracts how closing costs work. If a seller is going to give you closing costs as a buyer, you need to make sure you have a fantastic lender who can use all of them. If they cannot find a way to use those closing costs, you're going to lose them. They're going to be forfeited back to the seller. Sellers, as a listing representative, we cannot always gauge closing costs for you. We can always approximate, but it's never going to be 100% accurate at the time the offer is made. That's why it's incredibly important to review those closing disclosures for any weird numbers, especially how your closing cost concessions are handled. If the buyer does not use them, if their lender is not savvy enough, you need to make sure that those closing costs that were not used are returned back to you. This is even more important during a VA or FHA loan where there are very, very strict guidelines that you need to understand as both the buyer and the seller to make sure that we're not doing anything that can be considered illegal.